And the best and the greatest day to be alive is today. And welcome to the Wise Hour. I'm your host, Jay Mullane, also known as Wise, where we be dropping 24 karat gold bars indeed. Family, I'm telling you right now, we are in the new year here, and we have a blueprint for 2025. We have our special guest coach, Coach Lekeisha. I'm telling you right now, if you want to be motivated, you want to know some strategies, this certified Maxwell coach is here for you. And she's going to, trust me, keep on continue to drop the gold bars. But before we jump into the show, I need you guys to subscribe, hit the like button, and definitely share. We're a community here, family. And what we want to do is to empower and inspire others. And we want to give tips and strategies for a life-changing problem. And I'm telling you right now, with all the goal setting things and things you're trying to do at the beginning of the year, we need to have some consistency here. And Coach Lekeisha and myself, it's gonna give you some information that's definitely gonna change your life. So definitely tune in. So family, I'm not gonna hold y'all guys. So let's go.
At the Wise Hour, we break through the night, bringing knowledge fire, so hold on tight. Every episode, a story to unfold. We're turning every minute into gold.
Telling you right now, dropping 24 karat gold bars indeed. Oh, come on, family. We got Coach Lekeisha in the house again, fam. I tell you right now, this right here gonna be an amazing show because we're gonna talk about 6 game-changing steps to dominate 2025. This, we already had the celebrations of the holiday, and now it's a lot of us go ahead and say make our New Year resolutions, our plans and stuff. But today we're gonna give you some steps that have changed in your life. And I couldn't think no other person that's a John Maxwell certified coach. Know how to get you from being confused to focus. If you stuck, she get you unstuck. Hey, I'm telling you right now, Coach Lekeisha, how you doing today?
I am so amazing, King Wise. I'm feeling really good today. I'm honored to be here.
Well, thank you. Thanks for taking time out your productive schedule to be here. And I know you ready to drop some 24 karat gold bars indeed. I would say introduce yourself, but you are not a stranger to the Wise Hour, and we thank you for coming out. And Ashley, we talk a lot especially during the week, because we also do another podcast with the House of Creativity, and you got Wellness Wednesday. And I tell you, you help us actually absolutely elevate our game when we start dealing with our mental standpoint, how we think about things. You always challenge us in I guess you'll say our mental health, our spiritual health, and our physical health. So you take care of all 3 of them categories. So I'm looking forward for this conversation today, and knowing that you're gonna give people some blueprints, some real action plans that they can actually apply, not just for the beginning of the year, throughout their life. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yes, I'm looking forward to it as well. I believe that we need to start off our 2025 with a plan, and definitely a successful plan, and have some tools in order to do it. So, I'm just taking on my own personal experience and how I had to rebuild myself and understand really what it means for us to really definitely take intentional steps on to do something new, not to do the same old, the amazing giftings of, oh yeah, I want to lose weight. Oh yeah, I'm going to definitely eat better. It's a great goal. Yes, it sounds good. But the whole point is it's important for us to have actual steps that's actually going to achieve those goals. So I'm ready for us to have that conversation with it. And I believe our viewers really going to be empowered.
Oh yes, I believe so too. So hey, I'm like I said before, let's go. All right. So the first thing we're going to talk about is actually setting your foundation. So one thing I want to bring up is why traditional year-end planning often fails. So can you tell us why it often fails?
Yeah, I can really tell you how it feels. A lot of times we're not having an actual clear cut goal on how to achieve the things that we want to do. We're using, just the general planning points. Oh, yeah, I want to lose weight, or yeah, I want to actually eat better. And it sounds great, but we really don't have a blueprint or an actual set strategic goal in order to make sure it manifests. So it's important for us to really be strategic in what we want to achieve and actually have step points. So like, oh yeah, how much weight do you want to lose? I want to lose 10 pounds. or I want to eat better. You know what? I definitely want to stop eating fried foods in this amount. Just having an actually clear plan for you to achieve that goal in order for you to actually strategically do it, for you won't be confused, because a lot of times we are walking into these elements confused, and we just give up and we say, it's too hard.
Yeah, I
And
agree.
that's
I
our
agree. I
story.
agree with you. You like you said, it's too hard, and because as you said, we go in with an idea. I want to lose weight, but I'll talk about myself. It's not a clear target goal to reach. When I am successful, usually I have a set date and time, not to put pressure on myself, but it allowed me to. I use the terminology to reverse engineer because I'm also an engineer in my trade as well. So we always reverse engineer. You know what the end goal is. This is the plan. This is the plan, right? This is the final product. To get there, how do you reverse engineer it? So you set dates and times. Also, accountability. I know we're going to talk about that a lot. Is accountability. Have people in your circle that's going to keep you accountable. That's going to remind you, hey man, how you doing on this? And some of those can be your friends and can be your relatives. And sometimes you have to get paid. We call paid coaches. Like for example, you're a coach. So therefore you get paid to keep people accountable on that and make sure that they keep I guess you said their set goals or set plans to have. So yeah, I'm agreeing with you 100%.
It's so true, in order for us to say what you just said, as far as having an actually clear plan, like where do you want to go? Just write it down. Honestly, really a journal. I'm all about journaling. I talk about that on my TV shows and with my clients, having a clear journal out there. It doesn't have to be fancy, just a piece of paper and actually have like, maybe I'm going to do set points. Let's say have 5 goals that you want to achieve. Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, and number 5. And then begin to make it small for yourself, and then begin to have a time mark of when you're going to achieve those goals. And make it simple for yourself. Don't make it, confusing where you won't be able to achieve it because you'll give up. You'll say, oh, procrastinate. Okay, this is too much anyways. But begin to have those clear cut goals, and then definitely set base first thing in the morning and begin to achieve those goals. Start out first in the morning and then then end in the evening.
Awesome. I look at it as this as well. I want to add to this conversation because as we talk about setting a blueprint, some of the steps, I look at the steps like this. So the first 2 steps I'll call for myself is a blueprint, customization, and reality assessment. So when I talk about blueprint, not everything going to work for everybody. You have to customize the plan for yourself. If okay, I want to lose 10 pounds, but if you set your plan up, you only gonna lose 2 pounds. You didn't set the activities you need to do to actually get the 10. So you had to customize it. That means set times and dates. That means you might have to exercise more. You might have to turn over the plate less, and all those things. And also reality assessment is, what's my reality? What is the challenge? Because it might not be just what exercise and food, right? It could be your environment. You could be just stressed and got cortisol going through your body. You're not able to relax and stuff like that. So you have to do a reality assessment of what your current situation is. So when you do the assessment, then you're like, okay, I can actually customize my blueprint to actually work for me. That's something I want to add in there too as well, Coach.
Absolutely. I love how you said about the blueprint, because it's important for us to have that. Having a clear cut blueprint is really going to be productive for yourself. That way you can actually be able to achieve those goals. And it's not so drawn out, honestly. And it really is about building your foundation where you'd be able to achieve it. And definitely it's going to be customized just for you, for you to actually be able to achieve those goals in your reality, honestly. And as you begin to do it, you won't get hung up on things because, listen, you build it up for yourself. You actually put this in for yourself. And honestly, it's going to be achievable goals for yourself. I really believe it will be. And then you can have your accountability partner cheer you on and say, hey, I have these clear cut goals. I really want you to help me with this. And then they will. Trusted resource of somebody that's going to be able to hold you accountable for it.
Correct. You always have to have somebody chilling you in the right beside you, not too far in the background because sometimes you can't hear the cheers, but somebody definitely near you, and that sometimes they can give you that gentle nudge, and sometimes you got to push a person, but hopefully you don't have to push too much. They can give you a gentle nudge and say, hey, you got this. You can go forward, make a move, because sometimes we get in the rut, what we call getting stuck in the rut, right? And accountability partner, somebody you can talk to and be, tell them how you really feel about the situation. Not everything got to be yes, not everything got to be a no, but somebody who you can actually voice your opinion and share something. Hey man, today I'm just feeling this way, and it might be valid. I mean, I'm feeling this way because just like that, the person, they understand you, but they know when to engage you to. Well, you know what? I hear you, bro, but I know you can do it this way. I know you can do it like this. I encourage you. You know what I'm saying? We're about positive enforcement here as much as possible. So encourage somebody, and sometimes you got to know the right time to do that. So Coach, this is amazing. So I'm going to drop this one right here. The power of personal blueprinting versus generic goal setting. So what is the big difference between that? So the power of personal blueprinting and generic goal settings. What's the difference?
Wow, the power of personal blueprinting versus generic goal settings is so amazing for yourself, because you know what? You actually planned it out for yourself, and you can actually achieve those goals for yourself versus the generic. Everybody else does it that way. It's a basic goal setting platform that it is successful, but is it the right platform for yourself? The fact of the matter is, if you have an amazing platform that's built out for yourself, you're going to be able to achieve it. Those are things that you need to do. Whether it is you need to not eat fatty foods anymore, whether it is you need to really cut back and actually go vegan, just for example, or, maybe you need to really just begin to connect with this particular position for yourself, for your health. Whatever it is, you're able to customize it for yourself. And then you're able to build it up however you need to do it. If you have a generic, it's not really hitting those marks that you truly need to hit, honestly. So it's important for you to be intentional to be able to achieve it in this way that is actually custom made for you. And that way you're able to achieve the goals that you need for the year 2025.
Hey, I'm agreeing with you. It's a difference between being genetic, and the word they use is generic goal setting, and it can just be a cookie cutter or something, but it doesn't fit you personally. And it's hard to say, I'm going to do this. For example, I'm going to read more. That's just generic. What do you mean by you're going to read more? Are you going to read more information that's going to help educate you? You're going to move more stuff that's going to allow you to relax? What is your goal? And I guess they can go to the next point we're going to talk about soon. But really, the generic thing doesn't fit. Everybody's unique in their own special way. So what we want to make sure we talk about on this podcast is understand that you are unique. And as you being unique, there's certain things that you're going to require, that some things you're going to do that's only going to be personal for you, that can allow you to go through and be able to set these blueprints, goals for yourself, and the power of your personal. So that's the thing about it. And that why I said before, I said this many times on the podcast, know yourself. Know yourself. If you don't know yourself, then you need to take the time to do the reality assessment again. We talked about earlier, the reality assessment. If you have an understanding what you confused, then you got a person like Coach Lekeisha that will help you to understand yourself and get you from being confused to focus. So so I like throwing that in there. Being confused to focus. So Coach Lekeisha, I appreciate that, and I'm going to say, since it brought this thought up right here, is how to identify your core life categories.
Wow, how you can identify your core life categories is something that you can actually achieve, with yourself. Honestly, you got to bring up, the things that you truly apparently need to tackle. This is about the mindset with yourself as well. Actually going into, those elements that we're, not really recognizing, your patterns, that goes into sometimes childhood, going into, areas there that you really need to be aware of. And then be able to write those areas down. When we're talking about, when it comes to relationships, when it comes to our health, when it comes to succeeding in goals, in the careers, whatever you want to do, even that business that you want to do, some of the things that we're not even writing down and not even aware of that are really blinding us and really holding us back. But when you begin to think about those areas, when you think about some of those areas that you really do need to tackle, and actually understand those core programs for yourself and actually be able to assess it, you're actually able to win, bringing it aware for yourself. So I really believe as you become aware, you're able to understand how to digest everything that you need to really tackle, and then you be ready for the next year.
Come on, 24 karat gold bars dropped indeed. I love it. I love it. And that right there, the categories, as me being a coach as well. I don't know, I'm a technical coach, but also been through a life challenges, and those who read the book Where understands that. So I have some core principles that I love, that I use. I call it the 5 points of daily focus. So my core ones are be intentional, be disciplined, be consistent, always planning, and always growing. And what do I mean by that? So when I mean be intentional, you set your focus for the morning. You set your morning. I talk about daily principles. So you give them the morning, you identify what you need to get done. And usually I do that the night before. So in your journal, as Coach Lekeisha mentioned, you write down your thought process. So I usually do it the night before, so it's not a burden in the morning. I already have an idea and a thought process how I want to start my day. So I start off that night before I lay down by writing them down. So I'll be intentional, then I'll be disciplined. That means I had to have a way to execution plan how I want to do certain things. That means setting time blocks, how to do certain things. And consistency is just being consistent, doing this each and every day. Because the challenge is we can get something started. The thing is being consistent. And what's shown is in time, if you stay consistent to a thing, things usually happens in a positive way if we are staying consistent in a positive way. Now, you stay consistent negative, it can also happen that way too. Negative outcome can come. But what we try to do is try to work on the positive things. Have I call good routines or good habits that you can be very consistent. What I mean by always planning, that life, you said, Coach, life be lifing. So sometimes things come around that can change your time block. Sometimes things can come, but you can change your whole entire day. So what you do is you reschedule, you put in what your priorities are, and make sure you execute that, and then you reschedule and replan for the other activity done. Then I said always growing. Take opportunity to always grow in life. Always try to learn something new. Keep your mind sharp by learning new things, and just be open to learning things. And you say change your core values and just be wide open stuff, but at least to the standpoint you want to learn and get an understanding. You don't want to be closed into the box, because the creator is not closed in the box. You know what I'm saying? It's always creating and stuff like that. And those who know me, I'm a tech person who loves technology and also love science. If you actually get a chance to see the James Webb telescope and see how all these galaxies and stuff are formed, you see the magnitude of the creator, that he always created, he always doing things, and he always giving that what I call that frequency. The question is, are you tuned into it? So, Coach, I think you're dropping 20. I knew you got something else to add, but I just wanted to share those points of the 5 points of daily focus that I used to share with my clients as well.
Absolutely. One thing that you were just talking about those blind spots, a lot of times we miss them, so we need to really be aware of those blind spots that are coming in our place. So like you just said, we do need to do our own self-assessment, for ourselves, and to be able to understand what we need to tackle, for ourselves, so we don't miss those blind spots, because a lot of times they are so common. Those sometimes the toxic patterns are so common, we don't realize that it's really holding us back. So as we begin to do our assessment for ourselves and understand, like, okay, something is going on here. My energy is really low. We got to really begin to evaluate that and actually acknowledge it. When we acknowledge that our energy is low, okay, so how do we get our energy up in a little bit more of a positive point? We can do that. Okay, I'm at about 3 right now. Okay, so I really want to be at a 7 daily. Okay, so what do I need to do? Okay, so I need to really, hold back on a lot of things that I'm doing, maybe, or I maybe needs to get some rest, or I need to probably not eat, fried foods or eat late at night. That's probably really messing you up in your body, because those things really do matter. What we are what we eat. So if we've taken a mental evaluation on those areas, we really are able to change a lot. And honestly, key wise, those are amazing steps. They sound small, but those are very impactful as you begin to take those daily assessments for yourself.
Yeah, I love the way, like you say, you take the daily assessments and you think about it, saying, I'm at my 3 right now. It's okay to understand that you're a 3. Now, the question is, do you want to stay in that state or do you want to move beyond that state? And these things can be simple. Like you said, it could be simple, your diet, what you ate that day. As simple as the standpoint, are you getting enough vitamin D? Are you getting sun? Are you in the sun, and are you walking in? Are you exercising? Are you doing certain things? Are you writing? You know what I'm saying? Or you feel by sin, you know what I'm saying? If you feel in certain ways, what are the causes of it? And always a root to everything. So you got to understand the root. And sometimes the roots are, we hide stuff. Oh, I'll say we hide stuff, put stuff on the rug. And eventually what happens is eventually that rug gets so big enough, you start tripping over it because you try to put things away. And sometimes you just got to identify things. And once you identify it, then you put like I said, reverse engineer, work your way through these things. If you're not able to, then you work with whoever is in your life, a coach, a therapist, your friend, your family, your spouse, whoever is in your life that you can be able to talk to it and work things out. That's the great thing about communication. Communication is the tool of life, and you have the ability to communicate and share what your thought processes are. It'll do you a world of good. Come on, coach. You just dropping 24 carry gold bars indeed. You got me up here talking, you know what I'm saying? Don't have me preaching up in here. So come on now. That's what I'm talking about. And you mentioned something in particular about I call it I would say practical exercise. Practical exercise. You said it, rating your life areas honestly. And that's the thing about it, is rating your life areas honestly. Tell people where you really are at. And I mean yourself. Before you tell people, tell yourself. Let me say that again. Let me say that one more time. Identify where you're at in your area in your life. In some areas you are strong in. See, it's not one thing. It's not just this one thing. We are multifaceted human beings, right? So in some areas that we are hitting it on the on the top tier, we are good. And then some areas that we are challenged with. And the thing is, and we not careful of what the areas we challenge with, take away the performance on the other end. So you really have to identify and rate your life areas honestly and be honest with yourself. Sometimes, they say fake it till you make it. Sometimes it ain't good to just fake it till you make it. We understand the standpoint you want to strive and keep going, but you want to be honest with yourself. What do you think about that, Coach? Do you truly need to be honest with yourself?
Oh my goodness, you have to be honest with yourself, and you have to be so comfortable with yourself to be honest with yourself. A lot of times we're so used to, really just pushing things under the rug, or I really don't need to really assess this. So I don't, I really don't need to, I can eat that other piece of cake. It's okay. It's okay. You can't just tell yourself, you psych yourself out with it over and over again. It goes for so long until your health begins to get impacted. So it really needs to be assessment for yourself. So rating yourself, honestly, King Wise, like you said, is so important for each and every one of us to do, and it's okay, be comfortable with yourself, to rate yourself. Hey, you know what? I've been a 5 all week, and I know for a fact I need to be an 8. What do I need to do? Write that down. Write the obstacles that are in your way down so you can be able to achieve something higher. And as you write it down, what do I need to do to actually change it? Okay, maybe I need to read another book. Maybe I need to listen to an audio recording of my coach, like myself, or maybe read, amazing book, or get a consultant, or sometimes you may need therapy. Because a lot of times, I'm gonna be honest with you, therapy is good. A lot of times that's been looked at as a bad thing because we actually don't understand what it does. But honestly, it's something, a benefit for yourself. Honestly, a true therapist that you can trust is able to show you areas that you are not able to see, and actually able to show you how you can win and actually prevent having those episodes again. So whatever it is. So, I mean, honestly, King Wise, this is a really great conversation to have, but a lot of people really need to do it with themselves. This is for men and women, because men and women need 2 different versions of assessments for themselves, because women, we need that for, definitely we deal with the hormones, and men need it definitely for validation, definitely need to understand different areas that are going to success. And see, they are not dealing with the hormones like women, but they're dealing with those episodes when it comes to, life challenges, right? Or definitely just, dealing with so much and stress. You're holding on so much on your plate, and you need somebody to able to tell you, you know what, you probably maybe need to think on doing something different, or maybe hold it down in a different way, and somebody that you can trust, you can actually able to do that. So doing that assessment with yourself is so important. Preparing for yourself, you need to do, and definitely ratings will save your life a lot of times.
Oh, I believe so too. And get me thinking about this is another point right here. The common obstacles of self-assessments. What are some of the obstacles that we deal with that? Because they seem, we know we got to try to write, but they're obstacles. Some people can just not get to that stage. So what are some common obstacles of our self-assessment that get us in trouble so we can move forward?
Absolutely. A lot of our obstacles that get us in trouble, honestly, is really just, saying bad things about ourselves. Honestly, just telling, things that you can't do it. Oh, no, I'm not good enough. I'm not able to do this. Or procrastination. Honestly, King Wise, really being procrastination is a huge thing. Oh, I can do this later, or I can do it next year. It's really not my season. It's somebody else's season. As you keep psyching yourself out and saying that's the for your reality, well, you have what you say, and you're going to keep doing the next year the same way. Or you can choose different and begin to go ahead and make it happen for yourself. And sometimes you need that accountability partner that's able to help you out with that for the year 2025 for sure.
Hey, everyone. This is a quick interlude right here. Hey, I got a sponsor. Got a message for you. So check it out.
Speakers, entrepreneurs, professionals, doctors, and lawyers. We are excited to invite you to join Dr. Anthony D. Shannon, that's me, to what? Leaders Live Generously Summit. It's a premier virtual event taking place on February the 17th, 18th, and 19th, 2025. This 3-day summit is crafted to inspire, equip, and empower visionary leaders like you with the information, strategies, and inspiration to win in 2025. At Leaders Live Generously Summit, you'll have the opportunity to transform your leadership, gain insight and practical tools to break through limiting beliefs, soar in your industry, receive cutting-edge strategies that will set you up for success in 2025. We want you to thrive in 2025. Connect with community of like-minded leaders who are committed to living and leading generously. This summit is your chance to come alive and step into your next level of influence, next level of impact. Don't miss out on this transformative experience. Join us and thrive in 2025. To register, go to leaderslivegenerouslysummit.com. We look forward to seeing you soar in your leadership in 2025.
All right, fam. You do not want to miss this experience. So definitely register today. Go to the website and go ahead and follow, join, whatever you need to do, because this opportunity would change your life. So we are thankful for Dr. Anthony D. Shannon for providing this information for us. So, of course, you know what he's doing. He's dropping 24 karat gold bars indeed. So, family, that's the end of this interlude. So we're going back to the show. 24 karat gold bar dropped indeed. I know y'all guys already got your notepads, you got your iPads, you got your tablets. Y'all are recording this and writing this stuff down, because right now I'm telling you, true gold bars will drop, so you can make sure you have your blueprint for 2025. All right, family, and you can come off the tablet and stuff for a second. Well, I want y'all to do is answer a question. You know how we do on the Wise Hour. So I want to drop you this question right here. And this is the first question for y'all guys. What areas of your life have you been avoiding looking at closely? And what one small step could you take today to face it? Go ahead and drop it down in the comments below. Drop it down in the comments, family. So we here to help. We here to help. First thing is to identify some things, right? So definitely answer that question. And as we move forward into what we call the next phase, and that is vision to action. So in the vision to action, there are, a couple of other steps. The 3 and 4 I want to talk about, and that is focus, alignment, and the the visuals. So let me go ahead and talk about this. Connecting, and we are, I'm a believer, and Coach Lekeisha is a believer as well. So how connecting your faith journey with goal settings?
That is such a good question. One thing about it that you can connect your faith journey with your goal setting is really bringing in the Word of God with it, and honestly with your goals, and being able to have your goals set up for the day, and began to start it off first thing in the morning. I just started off first thing in the morning for myself and began to actually strategize what I'm going to do for that day. So began to write down, I'm going to wake up in the morning and I'm going to read my word, a scripture, and began to bring it to God and just say, hey, God, I really want to achieve this particular goal for the day, and I need your help with this. And bring him in with it. And God's word is there for you to break it down for you, for you to assess it. And as you begin to bring God into it, you're able to have a little bit more power, more clarity and understanding how to achieve those goals. And honestly, when you bring in our creator in, and honestly, really it is, because that's what God wants you to do. God wants you to really be clear and understand that he wants you to win. And as you bring him in on those goals and actually understanding that you can achieve them, you're able to have a real clear cut understanding of what you want to do. You're able to understand how you can truly continue to be motivated because you already defined your milestones that you want to achieve your goals in. And actually, they're going to be practical for yourself. And you're able to set those deadlines that you need to do and also prioritize that time. So as you begin to understand that, celebrate those wins and understand that you already can adjust it as you want to as well, too. So that's honestly what I believe, how you can bring God into it and honestly really connect everything to it together moving forward here. You're not doing this by yourself. God is with you.
Come on now, 24 karat gold bar dropped indeed. You are not alone. That God is with you. You got to realize, even when you think it is, even the noise is loud, you got to realize that God will never leave you or forsake you. Just believe his, just know, and it's to believe, because Jesus said this in Mark, I believe Mark 9:23. He says, all things are possible for those who believe. So you have to believe. So by basing off your belief and just knowing that it's possible, it can happen. So, and with that being said, it goes to this point right here. Why most people struggle to focus? Now, this is your area, because you take people, out being confused to focus. So why do most people struggle with focus?
A lot of times, a lot of us struggle with focusing is because we have so much on our plate. Honestly, we have, we really don't have leaving time for ourselves to really just focus on one thing. If you focus on the kids, if you focus on your husband, if you focus on all these other goals, maybe the business you're doing, you're really not really having a clear cut understanding what you want to achieve. So you're really just letting everything rule, and you're not even focusing on yourself. So honestly, I feel that, you're not really able to be focused on yourself if you don't have a clear cut plan. Honestly, you have to start off in the morning. Wise, you have to begin to understand what you want to do in the morning and begin to keep it small, 1 to 2 things in the morning, and then you begin to achieve it by the end of the day. And that's how you're able to achieve it, and definitely have someone to help you with it if you need to.
Come on now. You hear that? Y'all heard that? Make sure you put that in action. Now, with that being said, converting dreams into actionable plans. So how can we draw dreams? Because a whole lot of people, we be dreaming, and saying, how the song, we be dreaming. That's an old song back in the day. I'm trying to date myself. But all right, so converting dreams into actionable plans. So Coach, how can we do that?
Absolutely. So converting dreams into actual plans are really great something for you to do. Honestly, it's your vision that you want to achieve, and really going to break those down really to make an achievable goals for yourself. And honestly, as you begin to break it down, you're able to really see it for yourself and actually able to be clear. So whatever you're dreaming, what are you wanting to dream? And then whatever you're thinking of, specifically how you're able to do it, you have to write it down as well. I always say Habakkuk 2:2, write the vision, make it plain. God really wants us to really begin to visualize those dreams that are coming into your plate. And as you begin to achieve those goals, write them down as you're able to visualize it and begin to set those goals, and those can be achieved honestly as you continue to break those down. it's really going to be a measurable impact for yourself as you break them down for yourself and moving forward.
All right now. Thank you. Honestly, you just keep it simple, easy,
Yes.
and attainable.
Yes. Yeah.
I love it. All right, question. All right, I got a question for the audience now. All right. This is the second question for you guys. When you envision your ideals 2025, what's the one change that both incites and scare you the most? Let me do that one more time. When you envision your ideal 2025, what is the one change that both excites and scares you the most? All right, drop that in the comments below. Thank you. We appreciate that. All right, making it happen. All right, we're going to talk about making it happen. All right. So one of the called the focus steps of 5 and 6. This is planning and taking action. So planning is taking action. So, all right. With that being said, break down overwhelming goals.
Yeah, overwhelming goals can a lot of times can really just take an impact on yourself when it's too big. Honestly, you really have to break down whatever you want to achieve. If you have a long list of things to accomplish, honestly, it can be overpowering and you would just give up. And it would be challenging for yourself and you feel like you can't do it. So as you break it down, like I said, maybe 1 to 2 at a time, I'm just giving you an example, and that's going to be attainable for yourself. And as you begin to connect with that, and then guess what? When you achieve that goal for the day, you're going to feel more empowered. You're going to feel more charged up. And honestly, you're going to feel like you can do anything. And as you begin to build yourself up, you're not going to be overwhelmed. You're going to feel empowered and you're going to feel like, you know what, I can conquer the world. And you're going to have a more courageous attitude with yourself. The whole point is your attitude and your mood. You want to make sure to bring that up where you're able to achieve those goals and you won't feel overwhelmed. And you're going to feel like you want to celebrate.
I agree with you. Hey, I'm gonna say, let me say this, because a person who has been overwhelmed before, who had took so many things over and done so many projects at one time in my lifespan and got overwhelmed. It's a phrase that came from the amazing Bella, and everybody know Bella. Bella, from Be More, she lived in Atlanta. She, worked with the mayor of Atlanta. Word. She always say, pause for the cause, and that resonated with me. I had to learn how to pause. For me, I had to put the brakes on. And the pastor of peace, Renee Bradford, she also mentioned, saying you have to pause, you have to take time out. And sometimes when we get in the grind of life, and sometimes we feel like we just can't take breaks. But if we not, and you can talk about this, Coach, because you have got a wonderful testimony about this. When you don't take breaks, your body will make you take breaks. And I got to the point where when you get overwhelmed, that your body want to shut down, that you overdrain, and you don't get the things done that you need to get done because you're just overwhelmed. And you gave a wonderful, you can give, just in case people didn't see it before, if you're able to, can you get in a brief story what I meant by that? Because you have a testimony that actually made you the reason why you wrote the several books you wrote and everything else about being overwhelmed.
Absolutely. Yeah. So a little bit about myself. I remember maybe about a couple of years ago, I was just really just focusing on, the grind as far as the work that I was doing for my businesses and working with my family and my two young adult children. They're in college now. They were adolescent age, and then definitely they were in elementary school at that time. So they had their time frame of what they were doing and a lot of things going on with them. So I'm holding it down for what they were doing and also trying to hold it down for what I was doing in my business. So I said, I can manage everything. I can do it all. I mean, I was like, woman, Bora, she can do it. She can make it happen. Well, long story short, I was doing things that I was doing usually all the time. And I was in the kitchen and honestly, I was finishing washing dishes. Well, I was feeling lightheaded in the kitchen and I passed out. Well, I didn't know what was happening. Honestly, all I know I woke up and I was in an ambulance. I did feel myself in an ambulance. And then next thing you know, I totally woke up in the hospital bed. So come to find out, the doctor said, I believe you're doing a little too much for yourself, but we really don't know really what's going on first. So they found out what was going on, and was diagnosed with an illness that happened only because I was so overwhelmed, I was stressed out, and my body gave up. My body gave up. So I just feel like I just really could not move forward. My body really just told me, listen, you need to relax. And I didn't relax. So just sitting in the hospital bed, me and God just having a conversation with each other. And God was just pretty much telling me, this is the time for you to relax and you really need to rest right now. So just me connecting with him even more and more, I realized that, I had to take some pause for myself. I put too much on my plate. I need to put some boundaries up. I can't do everything. I need to have a team with me. I need to really schedule like my weekly things that I need to do. I need to not do 5 things. I need to do 2 things. I need to bring it down. And that was hard for me because I thought I can really achieve it all. And honestly, I could not. Honestly, I didn't take time for myself. So I had to put some boundaries up. And honestly, my writing has become better. My walk with God has become better and better because I began to see what God was trying to tell me the entire time is to take some breaks and take some time for myself so I can hear him, so I can move forward into my business and with my family. So I'm glad that I did. And I'm able to tell others how they can do it to achieve those goals too, because as I regained myself, I said I will never be in that place again. And I'll be able to share others how they can not do it too.
Awesome. I'm 24 karat gold bar drop in D. And like I said, you lived it. So therefore, you know what you're talking about as the challenges in life. And like you said, you're writing. You had done some amazing books, Breaking Free, How to Get Unstuck, Confused to Focus. It's one of your latest book, and I know you're doing a revision on that. So, those things actually minister to people and actually get people and allow them to say, you know what, I'm stuck in this area. I don't want to be stuck anymore. I don't want to be overwhelmed in this area. These are some techniques to get unoverwhelmed and stuff. And you mentioned something that you say, I was doing 7 to 5 things. Now I had to do just 2 things. So with that being said, I will say this, building momentum through small wins. Can you talk about that? How we can build momentum through small wins?
Absolutely. This is something I had to do for myself, and I hope that it's going to really support others. You had to really begin to support yourself and celebrate yourself in the small things and how you're able to do that. So you're able to do that by actually celebrating yourself, like by having having a coffee, for yourself, actually having a coffee for yourself and, actually doing things like that and actually go ahead and having a main like treat or, having some time with a friend and definitely do some gratitude in your gratitude journal. And guess what? I love music. So definitely also begin to, turn on your favorite song and then have a mini dance party. I think that's great too. And honestly, begin to, walk in nature. I mean, doing those small areas are great for yourself as well too. And honestly, not only it's going to be great for yourself, it's going to be great for your body and it's going to be great for your, just for everything that's connected to you.
Oh yeah. I agree with you. The small victory, like I say, if you do something, treat yourself. I'm the type of person, saying I need to cut back on the Starbucks runs when I treat myself a little too much on that. I'm not getting the coffee. I get the like special little drinks and stuff like that. So, I get my little dragon drink and stuff like that and pair that, with the coconut milk, but still I need to cut back on it. But hey, I'm celebrating my wins. I'm celebrating my small wins. So, and nothing wrong with that, family. Everything you do in decent order and moderation. So with that being said, I want to talk about creating accountability systems because that also leads up to having systems in place, accountability systems. So, Coach, let's discuss about how to create some accountability systems for the audience out there.
Yes, so creating accountability systems are going to be great for yourself, honestly. And if you haven't heard of this before, it's really just creating a process for yourself, for you to begin to achieve the goals that you want to do. Begin having those small, clear-cut goals and put in place, and honestly, for you to achieve the milestones that you want, and make sure they're clear and intact. And honestly, breaking them down so they're not overloaded. Very small, actionable milestones, and then you can begin to really achieve those goals, like versus exercising like 3 times a week for 30 minutes. I mean, you can do that, right? So, and then identifying, the accountability partners around with you, right? So those are people that are just like you. They're able to connect with you if it's a phone call, whether it's just a meetup throughout the week. Those are people that are going to be connected with wise people that you're connected with you, not people that are going to judge you, people that are going to connect with you, like a mentor, a friend, a colleague or a coach. That's going to be great for you. And they're going to stay connected with you. Make sure you have regular check-ins for you to be able to achieve those goals and be able to assess those. And let's say if you need technology tools are out there. So we have an Apple Watch, you can do it that way as well too. They're able to track your goals as far as a tracking system. Those apps are out there like Zello, you're able to connect with as well. And those apps are able to help you out. And also having alerts for yourself. You need those alerts for you to be able to connect with yourself so you can move forward in that as well too. So those are great wins for your assessment team wise.
Oh yeah, see, you step in my lane right there when you talk about the technology stuff like that. And as somebody who's an Apple user, I get picked on this. I should be they should be sponsoring me because I'm going to talk about them. But I use them for so many reasons. I'm getting in against Android users and stuff because I have used for my studies and also help my clients also have an Android device I use as well. But main thing I use Apple, and because it's so easy for me to actually track my own data and lock down my data as well. So, but with that being said, I use the watch efficiently. I monitor all my health status and the stuff I can share with my physician as well. I set alerts as we talk about time blocks. I do my written time blocks as I write to help me release my mind, but also use the technology also to set time blocks as well and reminders because, with this productive lifestyle we have, sometimes, you just can get so productive that you can get off track of time. So I use these things to actually keep me accountable on my time and making sure that my time is counted for. So yes, use your equipment, use your Apple, use your Samsung, use your Google devices, use your watches, use your things, whatever you feel fit that help you to enhance your skills. I'll talk about it in my teaching, organic intelligence and AI equal enhance intelligence. Use the tools, I call them tools to enhance your life. But it didn't beat your organic intelligence. So make sure you don't let the tools abuse you, but what you do is you use the tools to enhance you. So, Coach, I appreciate that. Got one more thing, then we're going to go ahead and give you that final question that what we do on the Wise Hour. So, this right here, celebrating progress while staying hungry. Celebrating progress while staying hungry. So, how we can celebrate our progress while we are trying to keep ourselves motivated? Because what happened is, I think what happened is we go so hard, we get get motivated no more. We don't stay hungry and we just go back. So how can we consistently stay hungry and keep on pressing forward?
Yes, honestly, if we, how we can celebrate our progress while staying hungry, this is a great tool. Just really balancing a lot of the gratitude that we need to achieve our goals in, they're driving us for us to growth to keep going. Honestly, acknowledging our wins, like we were just talking about, acknowledging our wins and definitely celebrating yourself on those small goals, not just the big victories, just the small goals as well, too. And definitely being to celebrate that. Began to practice, the growth and understanding that it does not have to be perfect. There's no perfection here. The whole point is for you to never give up and to continue to move forward and understanding that you can always achieve it. This is a lifetime journey. There's always improvement, and then celebrate your growth and wins. And honestly, begin to set new challenges for yourself. And honestly, when you set new challenges for yourself, you're excited because you know what? You're like, wow, I'm going to achieve this. This is going to be great. This getting yourself out of your comfort zone. A lot of times, when we're in our comfort zone, we're settling, we're comfortable. Yeah, it works. No, it doesn't really work forever because it's going to keep you where you're at. You want to always continue to put yourself in a position where you're always growing and you're always moving over to the next phase. I'm telling you, you're going to be so excited. Like, oh yes, I'm ready for this. Let's go to the next stage. I'm telling you, 2025, you're going to be excited about it versus being sad about it. You're going to be so excited about it. So as you begin with that process, that's how you're able to grow. And that's how you're able to stay hungry.
All right. 24 karat gold bars dropped in and one more question for you. I know you got to put out the schedule. And the question is, define the word life and what do life means to you?
Yes, life means to me is always knowing that you can succeed. Always know that there's greater in your story. Always know that your journey is so bigger and is so brighter, and your purpose is meaningful. As always know that. And as you begin to think about that, life is so grand and life so fulfilling. And that's what it means to me, K-Wise.
Come on now. Come on now. I know y'all guys are motivated. Y'all excited. Throw some fire emojis up there in the chat. Go ahead and throw some fire emojis in the comments as well. Coach Lekeisha, like I said, you are a consistent guest on here because you be dropping 24 carry go bars indeed. As one of my coaches as well, I got several coaches. We coaches need coaches, and you focusing on me sure I don't stay stuck but be unstuck. As I'm confused, you operate me, you allow me to understand how to get focused, and your skill set's amazing. So with that being said, how can others get in contact with you?
Absolutely. We can connect with me on my website, IamLakeisha.com. And definitely you can always connect with me on all social media platforms. I am there as well too. And definitely connect with me on my amazing events, the Breaking Free from Toxic Pattern Summit, and also the Smile Awards as well. That is coming up in the year 2025. You definitely want to stay tuned and get your tickets for that.
Awesome. You hear it right there now. So go to our website, definitely check it out. And like I say, you'll be, every time we come with a situation that we need a blueprint for, especially with dealing with being overwhelmed, being being stuck and stuff, you are the specialist for that. So we appreciate your time. And I know everybody got that blueprint down. They know what to do now. They know how to execute this thing. And if you got questions, stuff, like I said, you can hit her on the website. You can also drop some comments below as well. So Coach Lekeisha, we thank you again for this opportunity. Thank you for being on the Wise Hour.
Thank you so much, King Wise.
All right, now that was an amazing show. I'm telling you right now, she dropped 24 carry go bars indeed. All right, y'all learned them 6 game-changing steps to dominate 2025. So family, I'm telling you right now, go to the website, go to her website and actually get engaged with her. If you need a personal coach to help you get from being confused to focus and you feel like you're stuck in life and overwhelmed, she definitely is the person for you. So family, also, I want to let you know there's a book entitled Where. It's a memoir of my life, but it's more than just that. It's a book allow you to reflect because those who deal with anxiety, deal with depression, deal with life challenges as being a youth, young adult, even adult, I address those things in the book here, and it'll allow you to actually take it in, deep dive within your personal self as well. So definitely go to the link here and also go ahead and buy the digital copy of the book today. Tell you right now, it's going to bless you. So I appreciate you. Also, if you want to support this channel, go to buy some merch. Go to my go to this website right here. You'll be able to access my merch line, and you can purchase the book. Purchase not the book. You can purchase the digital book as well. But what you can do, you can purchase the t-shirt wear. You also can purchase 24 karat gold bars dropped in t-shirts and everything like that, family. So we appreciate you. We appreciate all the effort. All right, family. Love is the action word. While you're taking the time to love yourself, make sure you show love to someone else. So we'll see you next time on another The Wise Hour. And you know what we're going to do, family? We're going to keep on dropping the 24 karat gold bars indeed. So you have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you next time. Peace.
In the heart of change, where shadows dance, midlife women take a brave stance. From career shift to emptiness, facing challenges, they do their best. Health and wellness, mind and soul, seeking balance to make them whole. Empowered voices, they rise and shine. On this journey they define. Confused to focus with Lekeisha, guiding hearts through life's and her. Holistic health and wellness goals, nurturing minds, bodies, and souls. Self-discovery